Ofori-Attah send about 6 p.m. No medru Ghana. Now on call, Office of the Special Prosecutor, a hall for questioning, and red alert at the Ofori-Attah. So hospital kono so that America no, only the 2 plane maba Ghana. America buying train, Emma Ghana issue red alert keke. Only the Ofori-Attah brain. You don't know what one would you grow. You don't know what is happening.
Oh, sure, I only want to buy a Prophet Dr. Bendigo Invisible Teaching Hospital.
For your spiritual healing, please come to Nsawamu Ureku Liberty House, where the hospital is located, or Kingdom of God Ministry International or Twase. For further information, please contact the following numbers:
020-859-9576.
In my briefing, I said on extradition processes, we commence it today. Because we had to wait. Maybe there would have been a change of mind from 28 May till now. You never know, because you don't hasten to take such decisions. Maybe from 28 May to today, 2 June, over the weekend, he may have emplaned and arrived in the country. So you wait for your own stipulated expiry date and time to elapse before you commence action. So I said, 2 minutes before I came to the briefing, triggered the extradition processes with the right authorities. Around the same time, double red notice for his location and provisional apprehension wherever he may be found. Now, you talk about MLA. So first, you asked whether we have independently verified whether he was unwell or not. Now, you do not spend state resources and time chasing after ghosts. In this sense, when the person has not represented to you by any medical report or opinion that he is so unwell that he cannot travel, he is so unwell that he cannot come to the jurisdiction, you do not go wasting your time verifying. For the law enforcement agency, it tells us that he's being untruthful. And that is the reason why we've been at him since January. Because we do not believe what he's saying. You get it? And it is not for us, the law enforcement agency, the prosecutorial investigative authority, to establish his medical condition. For us, what the law requires us to do is, if we're investigating suspected corruption-related offenses, and you are a suspect, we bring you in. When we find you, then we assess your situation to see if you should even go through such a process, if you should even stand a trial by reason of your medical condition. Look, even persons who have been convicted and in prison, when they fall so unwell, and they take into the hospital. That's why I said in P earlier that but the person has to show you that he is really so unwell that he cannot travel. And there are two things. As I'm standing here, you do not know my ailment. As you are sitting there, there may be some ailment which afflicts you, which I do not know. But merely by looking at you, I cannot tell that, oh, you are suffering from this or that or that. What tells us is what I told the first gentleman, a medical report. He's not the only one who's been in the US. It's not the only one who's been to medical facilities in the US. When US medical facilities are communicating with law enforcement, we know the form in which they come. A hospital administrator goes through a tedious process of detailed analysis of his condition to come to a conclusion that he is unfit to travel, and so he shouldn't be made to travel. That is when a law enforcement agency considers things like MLA processes, but not on your say-so. Not by way of a biopsy report. Once again, a biopsy report in street language, it is merely like a lab test. That shows you have a certain condition. So in his context, since it's indicated that he says he has cancer, it will be a removal of some tissue or fluid to test whether the tissues put in the cassette indicate cancerous cells. It doesn't mean that he's dying tomorrow, God forbid. It doesn't mean that he is so unwell that he can't travel. You know how many people are walking around with cancerous ailments, but they still show up at police stations and law enforcement agencies. So I asked the very first question, what is so special about Mr. Ofori-Attah that he thinks that he can lie on his bed somewhere and say, on his say so, without any evidence that I'm unwell, I can't show up? Conclusion, he won't come voluntarily. And so we end this process of accommodating and putting back on the wanted list.
Can Ofori-Attah send about 6 p.m. No medru Ghana. Now on call, Office of the Special Prosecutor, a hold for questioning, and red alert at the Can Ofori-Attah. So hospital kono so dawa America no, the two plane maba Ghana. America buying train, Emma Ghana issue red alert keke. The Can Ofori-Attah brain. You don't know which one would you grow. You don't know what is happening. Communicate about Ghana from America. Say Ghana ni bia where we are Ghana sika. We Ghana abesha America no. Ye issue red alert keke. America buy so obema FBI the number. Because Donald Trump na crop and crop deport wo dada. What to kroma wo hadwen. Eti, America some show. Say ne Can Ofori-Attah so ye bema e mane ma. Say ne 2nd June. Can Ofori-Attah so ye bema oh e mane ma. Red alert e beda ntiri so. Tokro bi o hye mo wiase mu bi e de beba. Ye de ba so be ko jail. Ye de ba e de be ko bonka miss national security coordinator mpacho bonka ni mu hoda. Baby e de ko to ya. I am for mattress e de ma me no nda so. I said mattress na me da so. I said Can Ofori-Attah that the same mattress so. I said mpane e wo so. Peter, my bro. I have a hemachi. What that's why I know sorry. When you come now say what wa bobrim. I said mpane e wo mattress na so. Sada kufa do. And then nkrofo na ye me. The same place and want to be done. Na niama ubekwa bonka me say, hey, me a man remand to prison custody, remand to national security custody. Koda bonka no mu biom. Next time, we buy bioma. Besua nyansa. Eti ene Can Ofori-Attah ma. Red alert. America for the be brain fine. Me catch and mo will show you so say Can Ofori-Attah me na wa hye so beba no. Ma me wa. Who is that Can Ofori-Attah beba? O ga so onim ade awaye. O ga so onim. Onim so a finance minister. Or the conflict of interest or horse and a bank. And then on him sudden down for the cronies. Ghana bank of Bobby Sia, 2%. You think he doesn't know? He know. If he's on him, Njoma. When we say on him National Cathedral, you think he doesn't know? He's aware. Eti Oma, but the ne so sick Can Ofori-Attah so ye bema, emanema. Red alert besu. There's an Interpol issue red alert on you. What the restaurant to create the idea? What the hospital man oxygen si so cry do baba and the hank of petrol start to plane into aba. Say Gabriel Chedako so done continental ambassador. And I'm no preaching the welfare of Africa. Time now Kufa the president no nim say Africa coup d'etat ne nyama ho enye on. Okay, ya be. Say ba kono de ono wa Okwa America kwa yare bae no so aba moa tentra mo nyina one after the other ministers no mo be kwoti say nsuo next time I see a chinkrofo gum ama next time Secretary Smart be the minister I say man adwin ya adwuma Peter the minister Gordon the minister and Taro the minister as so we are building a nation, we are not building a political party.